Alright, we've hooked everything up, I gotta put it all in an electrical box to make it proper yet. Same as outside, I've connected the pipes, but I need to insulate them yet. But either way, we can try it now. Make sure everything's working. It's sunny outside, so the thermocouple should have turned on outside on the panels. So let's plug it in and see what happens. I have a relay here, and then my thermostat. It's all working now. So the reason for the thermostat is so that it'll shut off on its own rather than get into 28 degrees in the house, if that's ever an issue. But that relay goes to the thermocouple outside in the panel as well. So now that I have that all connected right, it should all be automated. So when there's no sun, it'll shut off, or if it's 24 degrees in the house or whatever I set it at, then it should shut itself off. Working. So once the thermocouple makes the connection, then it turns this relay on, puts the power through here, so I can select my temperature, and then it goes to the fan. It's only been a couple minutes it's been on, and the pipes outside are not insulated, which is going to be a huge downer. And we are at 37 degrees coming in on this temperature. So we will go insulate those and see how much of a difference it makes. We have a nice sunny day again, finally. We've had it running, well, it's been up for about a week now, but it was pretty cloudy all last week. It's about -10 outside again. It's running. The issue we've had, one, I think it was overkill with the thermostat. It'll never get that hot in here that it needs to cut it out, so I removed it. It was mounted right there. But when I have a south wind, I find I get a vacuum in the house, which triggers the thermal siphon, and a lot of air comes in. And if I stuff it with a rag, then the next time it turns on, it doesn't have the power to blow it back out. I was contemplating making a servo that would open and close with a box over top, but I'm gonna try just piping it up to the ceiling and then back, so it'll kind of act like a trap, and hopefully that'll stop the thermal siphoning from happening. Well, it's really hot air coming out of here. I had to take off the sweater because it was so warm, so I figured I'd throw a thermometer in there while we build that upright pipe. We are at 58 degrees and still slowly climbing. So it's definitely pushing out a lot of heat. Hopefully this pipe will not restrict it, but stop the thermal siphoning from happening when it's cold outside. So let's build the pipe. Here's our pipe. I insulated it, bubble foil, several layers, just so that it doesn't give off the cold from coming from outside when it's dark outside. We will fit that in there, and then I guess we wait a couple days and see how it does. I'm gonna put a little piece of paper taped to the top here just so you can visibly see when it's blowing open or not. With the fan obviously it will, but when it's doing its own siphon thing to see if it's actually opening or not. Let's put it up. Here we have it. Fan blows in. As I mentioned in another video, inside the wall there's a butterfly valve that'll close, so very minimal air can come back this way. And this is to act like a trap, so that only the forced air will come through, but the cold air hopefully will not. If this doesn't work, then we'll have to go back to the other idea of actually making a servo motor that opens and closes these when it calls for heat. All right, it's dark outside now. It's -11 outside. We have a south wind was the issue of the wind blowing in. And so now we can see if our added on pipe to create a trap is actually working. For the most part it's closed, but if you watch it, when the wind gusts, it still opens. So we're gonna have to come up with some kind of system to actually close it to prevent cold air from coming in. Oh, that was a good gust. So it helped, but it's not the final fix. So that'll be another video, but there you have it. It is producing heat. Unfortunately, it's letting cold in as well now. So it's a plus, but we'll see you in the next video.